iamgodbook.
Hamelin Towns in Brunswick, by famous Hanover City. The river weighs it deep and wide, washes its wall on the southern side. A pleasanter spot you never spied. But when begins my ditty, almost 500 years ago, to see the townsfolk suffer so, from vermin was a pity. Rats. They fought the dogs and killed the cats, and bit the babies in the cradles, and ate the cheeses out of the vats, and licked the soup from the cook's own ladles, split open the kegs of salted sprats, made nests inside men's Sunday hats, and even spoiled the women's chats by drowning their speaking with shrieking and squeaking in 50 different sharps and flats. At last the people in a body to the town hall came flocking.
'Tis clear our mayors are noddy, and as for our corporation, shocking to think we buy gowns lined with ermine for dolts that can't or won't determine what's best to rid us of our vermin. You hope, because you're old and obese, to find in the furry civic robe ease? Rouse up, sirs, give your brains a racking to find the remedy we're lacking, or sure as fate we'll send you packing.
At this the mayor and corporation quaked with a mighty consternation. An hour they sate in council. At length the mayor broke silence.
For a guilder I'd my ermine gown sell. I wish I were a mile hence. It's easy to bid one rack one's brain. I'm sure my poor head aches again. I've scratched it so, and all in vain. Oh, for a trap, a trap, a trap.
With the corporation as he sat, looking little, though wondrous fat, nor brighter was his eye nor moister than a too long opened oyster, save when at noon his paunch grew mutinous, for a plate of turtle green and gluttonous. Just as he said this,
Bless us, what's that? Come in.
and in did come the strangest figure. His queer long coat from heel to head was half of yellow and half of red, and he himself was tall and thin, with sharp blue eyes, each like a pin, and light loose hair yet swarthy skin, no tuft on cheek nor beard on chin, but lips where smile went out and in. There was no guessing his kith and kin, and nobody could enough admire the tall man and his quaint attire.
It's as my great-grandsire, starting up at the trump of doom's tone, had walked this way from his painted tombstone.
He advanced to the council table, and,
Please your honours, I'm able, by means of a secret charm, to draw all creatures living beneath the sun, that creep or swim or fly or run, after me so as you never saw. And I chiefly use my charm on creatures that do people harm, the mole and toad and newt and viper, and people call me the Pied Piper. Yet, poor piper as I am, in Tartary I freed the cham last June from his huge swarms of gnats. I eased in Asia the nizam of a monstrous brood of vampire bats. And as for what your brain bewilders, if I can rid your town of rats, will you give me 1,000 guilders?
50,000!
was the exclamation of the astonished mayor and corporation. Into the street the piper stepped, smiling first a little smile, as if he knew what magic slept in his quiet pipe the while. And ere 3 shrill notes the pipe uttered, you heard as if an army muttered, and the muttering grew to a grumbling, and the grumbling grew to a mighty rumbling, and out of the houses the rats came tumbling. Great rats, small rats, lean rats, brawny rats, brown rats, black rats, grey rats, tawny rats, grave old plodders, gay young friskers, fathers, mothers, uncles, cousins, cocking tails and pricking whiskers, families by tens and dozens, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, followed the piper for their lives. From street to street he piped, advancing, and step for step they followed, dancing, until they came to the river Weser, wherein all plunged and perished, save one, who stout as Julius Caesar, swam across and lived to carry to Ratland home his commentary. As he the manuscript he cherished.
At the first shrill notes of the pipe, I heard a sound as of scraping tripe, and putting apples wondrous ripe into a cider press's gripe, and a moving away of pickle tub boards, and a leaving a jar of conserve cupboards, and a drawing the corks of train oil flasks, and a breaking the hoops of butter casks. And it seemed as if a voice, sweeter far than by harp or by psaltery, is breathed, called out, "O rats, rejoice! The world is grown to one vast dry psaltery. So munch on, crunch on, take your nunch on, breakfast, supper, dinner, luncheon." And just as a bulky sugar puncheon, already staved, like a great sun shone, glorious, scarce an inch before me, just as methought it said, "Come, bore me," I found the Weser rolling o'er me.
You should have heard the Hamelin people ringing the bells till they rocked the steeple.
Go and get long poles, poke out the nests and block up the holes.
When suddenly up the face of the piper perked in the market-place, with a
First, if you please, my 1,000 guilders.